Okay, well, good afternoon, everyone. We will get started. We'll start with introductions in the room. Sheriff Shanks, we're to say, but.
Yes, Palmer Sheriff's Office. Lori Lauder, Reconnections Counseling. Jan Buckfire, presiding judge.
Jess Ramsey, Substract.
Josh McDowell, Sheriff's Office.
Justin Mason, Phoenix Wellness Center.
Ellen Everett, DA's office.
Shannon Heisler, Deflection Program Coordinator.
Mr. Greco online
Hi, Events Bar.
and Michelle.
Michelle Gaylor, Helping Hands.
Thank you. Welcome, everybody. I don't have a full agenda, but just going off updates of things that we were really trying to wrap up last meeting. Start off with citations. The printer paper was back ordered, so we're a week behind on the deflection citation. Regardless, we can get people into deflection without a deflection citation if we need to. So not a big issue, but just to give you an update, we should be thinking we will have it in the next week or two, and then we'll distribute it out to the law enforcement agencies. Contracts. I met with Brian Gardner just before this meeting, Assistant County Counsel for the county. He had requested that we get a couple of more informal bids to meet the county's process for some of the contracts that we'll be pushing out with Helping Hands. He indicated to me that he did not receive that from Sheriff Landers, but I have those, so I will send those to them as soon as we conclude this meeting, and hopefully get that pushed out pretty quickly. Also for Reconnections and Phoenix Wellness, we're going to get contracts going for you as well for the funding, and we're basically just going to mirror the lead contract as we have it now, with the changes to identify the deflection program for this specifically. So I think we'll get contracts pretty quick. Brian thought he could get those turned around fairly quickly for us, and then we'll get those out and rolling.
So the RFPs are for shelter beds in Lincoln County,
Yes, because of the cost of the contract.
even though we know that there's no other shelter bed that exists in this county.
Yeah, so, and that's why I think
It's
based
the part of government that I love.
based on our knowledge of that, we're able to just get the informal quotes, and we've already gotten those. So I'll just, I just need to share them with him so he can check the box that we've been through the process to follow the county's policy on that, county code, and we'll be able to move forward on that. So I don't think that'll be much of a holdup other than contract time. What else was I going to bring up?
Have you had any calls?
No, and so I currently have the phone.
Great.
I don't know if everyone's heard, Jen's father passed away last night.
Yeah.
She's struggling, and so I guess my questions, just so I'm clear, I get a call. I've got the face sheet. Is that the face sheet?
It's the first draft. But
Okay.
yes.
If I go there, I have them answer the questions. Tell them about all three agencies. They make a choice as it sounds going. And then, so Lori, would I get cards and just or just give them the phone number?
It's gonna be on citations, but we don't have the citations.
Oh, that's right. Okay. For now, I would just give them a phone number and then, say, 9:30 tomorrow on a weekday, or on a weekend, 9:30 Monday morning. And then,
We should print out some papers with all the information for the agencies on it,
yeah,
and just a little what they should do list, and then give them out until we can get the citations, I think.
okay, yes. And then contact you, Shannon, 8:30 the next business day and say this is, or during the day, I guess during the week, I could call you. And then just say, hey, this is, or do you want me to fax the face sheet to you, or?
It would be both. So I would need all the information on there. So emailing it, scanning it, or I can
Okay.
come and pick it up or whatever, as soon as possible. Are you done?
Yeah, I just needed to be on the same page.
So I think one of the things that we decided, Justin, is the fact that, so if we were on it was our month to be on call. And it was already a Phoenix Wellness Center client or somebody that said,
Okay.
I want to be engaged with Phoenix Wellness Center. So then my peer would help facilitate that.
Okay,
And then once that they are turned over, then it would be, I feel, it's my job to follow through. I mean, you essentially give her the first initial paperwork, but then once it's turned over to you and she knows that this is gonna be a Phoenix Wellness Center client, then you guys would continue the contract
sure.
with her, because it's not like, once the initial contact's made, once the assessment's set up, all of that, I don't have access as the Reconnections peer to the data that you have, so then you guys would follow up with
Sure.
her in regards to monthly reports and completions and that kind of stuff. So, so like I said, my counselor's job would be to spend the first maybe 7 days making sure that things are done, and then you guys take hold, and then you start reporting to what they're doing, because we wouldn't know that.
Right. Okay, thank you.
So on the face sheet, does it have a place where they're gonna identify what agency they want to go? Is that
So
what
my
they-
understanding was that whoever's month it was, that's kind of the default where they go. And then if they're like, oh, but I already go somewhere else, then they would get.
No, I don't think that's not how, that's not it.
Okay.
Because of the fact that they have to be able to have a choice.
Okay.
And the other thing is that, and that you can't, sometimes it has to do with where they live.
Yeah,
Okay.
If I live in, it depends on where you live to where, where they go, because you want to be, from a trauma informed stance, you want them to be the most accessible.
Yes.
And what they'll be the most successful at.
I did not understand that point, so thank you. This is just a. Oh, and you got that one already. This. I only have a couple, but,
And then business.
this is just the info I need to set them up in Reddit. Which I should have access to tomorrow. That's my latest update. And I'm gonna be building it. So this would be just kind of like on scene, minimal information that I need.
So I would say this to you also, even if you don't go out, maybe they call you at 2:00 in the morning and they say, Lori Logger's here, but she has a place to go home to. She's gonna go home, but she's gonna get a citation. You can get this information from them over the phone. So even if you don't go out, because
Okay.
not everybody we're gonna roll on, right?
yeah.
I would get all this information over the phone so you know what to do the next day.
Perfect.
And that you can get it to her and say, I'm gonna follow up on it. Then engage them to get them going to wherever they wanna go. But I would have this built out.
I would go as far to say, if you can't get that on the initial phone call, we probably don't even have a willing participant.
Okay,
If we can't
okay.
get this limited of information. So I think this is like a necessity on that initial phone call.
Or the initial contact, and that contact can look any way, could look in a lot of different ways.
Okay.
And the other thing is, because then now we've got papers and stuff, for Red Cap, and this is only watching like tutorial videos and stuff. We should be able to have on the phone an app where you can add the information on the app like you would. You're just following prompts and filling it in. Like it would be super simple, and then it uploads to me and I can have it electronically. So we can do it both ways, and then, but whoever has the phone automatically.
Yeah, we can download the app. I think, don't you guys have a training tomorrow morning? Yes, I was gonna say that with the Red Cap, maybe they'll tell us you can download the app.
I'm not against Android users, but it's Android, I just barely got it open. So.
I can't remember the phone at all. Look at that.
I'd be with you, so I'm not laughing
I've
at you, I'm
never
laughing
used a
with
phone in my life. I have no idea.
So, that would be amazing.
Right, and well, and I would have to.
Yeah. And also, would it be the officer I'm talking to on the phone, or would the officer give the phone to the.
Generally speaking, you'll talk to the officer first.
Okay, all right,
Then you may give it to phone to the person.
okay, all right.
And if they have no place to go or they have no resources, that's when we would go out and then we can take them to the Hope Center.
Okay,
And the Hope Center says that they will take them right in at that time.
perfect.
I think that'll be like trespassing charges, like they go to the trespassing, they might do something.
Mhm.
Clear that. Yeah.
Oh, the last piece of that, and I need to get this out today to the police agencies for your benefit, at the request of DA Wallace, is for drug enforcement misdemeanor police reports. We're going to agree across the 5 police agencies, always easy, on just a very basic header on the narrative sections of the reports that will have, and I kind of came up with just some generic terms of whether it was a law enforcement referral to deflection, whether it was an arrest with no referral, or whether the participant refused a referral. So that will help in your office route those reports either straight to you, to a DDA, or wherever else it needs to go. Knowing that we all have different report forms and they all look different, you would potentially have to read through a majority of a report to know if you're even impacted by it. So we're trying to do that, streamline that, and get all the police agencies to agree to just adding that header only on the drug enforcement misdemeanor cases that come to your office. So that's the other piece that we're just trying to clean up to make it more streamlined internally. And then red cap training tomorrow. Thank you for getting that coordinated. That should be fairly helpful for everyone that's going to be helping participants and getting that data uploaded and updated. So I don't have anything else. I don't think at this point. I can't wait to hear that the phone actually rings.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And mainly just because I think a lot of these questions will have been worked out because you will have navigated it however you needed to
Yeah.
navigate it, and you will be able to share with us on how that went, but we'll get there.
Okay,
Also, I do feel like potentially in the very early going, the deflection on, I'm not saying that there haven't maybe been cases that could have been deflected. I don't know. You guys would probably know that better from what you guys have seen, but the first deflection might come from your position in the DA's office to kind of get that ball rolling, and then we get that communication back of what your needs are in the DA's office and expectations of trying to push these kind of cases into deflection. We'll see how it goes though, because we've been up and running with lead and we have a lot of diversions going on in lead pretty consistently. So this is very seamless for the most part. So maybe we're just in a dry spell period and that phone may be ringing.
yeah, okay.
So
2 quick questions.
Yeah.
I know that the DA had called while you were at the BOC meeting and she had a budget question. Do you know what that question is? Or it's okay if you don't, they can touch base later, but I thought I'd give it a shot. That's okay. And then I don't know how often we want to keep meeting is the other question. As a group.
The BOC had a budget a question?
No, I'm sorry. He was at the BOC meeting.
Oh.
I think I know what it is. I think Hannah actually had the question.
Yeah. Okay. So as long as you guys are squared away, I didn't know if it was easy.
She generally just wants to know what the budget is.
Yeah, she's.
I think she also thought that I was on a timeline to get it submitted, but I have already spoke with the CJC last week. And they were opening it like on the 31st for budget adjustments through the 25th of this month. So I know I'm in my window of needing to get that submitted. And DA Wallace and I worked on proposed new budget, so I
Okay.
can't read her writing, but I'll get with her.
Okay.
Get it down.
Okay. And do you want to move to a once a month? Do you want to?
You think we're there right now? Maybe?
I think, well, we had this meeting just because I think we were hoping that, we'd have somebody in. And kind of,
We did.
see how that played out.
Yeah, or have her and
Yeah.
Shannon said.
Well, yeah, Shannon's it, but, to be, because we started it on the 30th or 31st. Yeah, so I thought I think when we scheduled this meeting, we're just hoping that we could, talk if there were any issues or anything, but, sounds like things are in place unless
I think so.
we need to, okay.
And we're tying up loose ends, but services are available right now, so
Okay.
we would be able to navigate and work through.
Any obstacles with the county with the contract?
I don't think so. I don't think so, mainly because the money is allocated to us.
Okay.
We're trying to utilize, I had some questions about, do you think there's a need for that many beds right now? And I said, no, but in this group, we all came to a consensus, let's start here, we can expand, we can reduce, but for this budget cycle, getting through the end of this, only 6 months now.
Right.
We gotta start somewhere, and we wanted to make sure we had enough resources available, so.
How long do they have to, so you put out those RFPs, do you have to like, for days?
We're surpassing, we don't have to go to RFP, by getting the input.
Gotcha, okay,
That's like a step before, and we're
Okay.
able to go that route.
I
So
see. Okay.
I just need to share those with you, so I think we're good. Yep. So, roundtable from anyone? Anyone have any questions? Anyone online have any questions? Great.
so we did sign up once a month?
I'm okay with that if the group's okay with that.
And obviously you can still talk to each other. That email list works, so you can still send emails to the full group and everything too.
Let us know.
I will.
I will tell you that at the beginning, leads was slow,
Yeah.
and now it's like, please
So.
stop calling. No, like
We're trying to, host a peer luncheon for all the peer mentors for all the agencies, have them get together. So, we don't know exactly when right now, but they're getting the list to send out invites so that at that luncheon, we can talk about if there's been any, how they dealt with it, and they can all be there and just talk about it. All problems they see. And,
Any updates on their money that they're getting and what happened?
no shits.
Uh-huh.
He did put in the application, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
it's gonna get-
Great. Anything else? Josh, you have any questions? No. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for being here. So excited.